fine, actually. That's actually
Okay.
That's swell. It's as good as we're gonna get. Just face facts.
Oh, now I'm getting horrible hissing on my end.
Good.
Whatever.
Hi.
I don't really care
Welcome to yeah. Pretty
at
much.
all.
48, I think we're at now.
That's the attitude, buddy.
We don't give a shit. Neither should
the
you.
Fucking attitude.
Just want to get back to shooting some
No
orcs.
bullshit anyway.
Dark Mushroom Media Cast 48. How's everyone doing?
48.
48. You haven't been together for a while because I don't know. It's where the gang, the boys are back in town. The gang's back together. What have you guys been playing lately? Aside from shitty music.
What have I been playing lately?
If you say Hearthstone or Dota, I'm just gonna smack you.
That's really
That's it.
that's really about it. I mean, I played some Deus Ex.
No, I'll take it. I'll take that.
And I played some what else? Metal Gear Solid 5.
Metal Gear.
And I started Undertale. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Undertale.
Undertale. And yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just been a lot of me Marinos with Hearthstone and Dota in my life.
Pretty much all you get when you play those games.
Yeah, I
Shitty
mean,
copy pasta memes thrown in your face constantly.
I enjoy dishing it out, getting it in return. I played with some guy today who was just like one of the most toxic people that I think I've ever come across in my life. And I just I did it with a smile on my face. It was just like filling my empty.
Are you talking about Tim?
Thanks.
About the game you just played?
I remember when we used to play Dota, Palmer would add those people, and we'd end up playing games with them, and eventually we became friends with some of them.
God. Anyways, but this guy was just like, I haven't muted anybody in Dota in a long time.
You found him mute-worthy?
Yeah, this guy was, I don't know, I guess 25 minutes into the game I decided to mute him. I just couldn't take it anymore.
You held out for a while, I'll give you that.
At first it was kind of endearing, and then it just got ugly. But yeah, I don't know, and then, you know, we just played one of my stupid decks in Hearthstone, so it's just, I really enjoy just playing stupid decks in Hearthstone.
I think we
Being
talked about that
Dota.
very deck last cast, and I completely forgot about it, and then all of a sudden I'm getting Blade of Cthulhu, and I'm like, oh yeah! Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, that's about it for me. What about you, Jose? What have you been into?
Let's see. I just played some Space Marine with Tim.
Specimen.
fun.
Haven't hopped on that in forever. Just watched the trailer for Eternal Crusade. Not much difference.
No, Space Marine looks a little bit better in some
Yeah,
instances.
actually it does. I bought this game Gremlins Inc. It's a really interesting, like, board game.
Oh yeah, I saw
essentially.
you and Dan were on that.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I like it yet. Like, after one game and winning, I still wasn't like, I don't think I got enough out of it. Learning the game was a little too complicated. And the mechanics were solid, but then it eventually became like, kind of like, easy to see like how the game played. It felt a lot like Candyland, you know, in that like you just moved to different spots, and then it seemed like they just like smushed together a bunch of weird mechanics. And,
I thought it was kind of a Monopoly-esque.
There's a lot of really interesting things. Like you can get sent to jail, but then from jail you like up your rep so that when you leave jail you can do other things. At the end of every like 15 turns, someone's declared like governor or mayor, and they're immune to like paying bribes or paying off the cops. It's really weird. And you mentioned that it was free on Tabletop Sim.
I had
This
no
fucking
basis
game,
to
like-
that. I just assumed it was because it's tabletop
Well,
sim.
I looked it up, and it definitely
Of
was
course.
up there. But this game looks so... I can't believe that it's an actual board game because it looks so fucking complicated. Trying to play that on Tabletop Sim would take like 10 hours, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's the one downside.
Not like
to
a fun
tabletop sim.
10-hour risk game, like a shitty 10-hour, oh, I knocked the fucking chip over kind of bullshit.
Not a fun talisman game, you mean?
Maybe Steam version.
Only version.
Let's see. Oh, and playing D&D. What's that game called? Kings and...
Actually, yeah, we might as well just segue into fucking Kings and Heroes, because this is something been wanting to blab about for a while, and I can't wait for Palmer to shit all over it, as Palmer often does with these little weird, stupid games that me and Jose tend to like. Basically, out of nowhere, I was just browsing the Steam store, and I saw this really dumb-looking game that kind of looked like a D&D skimmed Vermintide, but with 8 players, and that really caught my attention, because Vermintide with 8 players, that sounds awesome. And I was like, hey, Jose, check this out. And he's like, oh, yeah, we should get this at some point. It looks kind of cool. And then I kind of forgot about it, and then a day or two later, I get a gift copy of it from Jose, and I'm suddenly playing it and wanting to kill myself because, Jesus Christ, that fucking game.
Yeah. I don't know why it doesn't run on Tim's computer.
It's not just my computer. Don't single me out. I've been to the forums, sir.
I've never had as many issues as you did, for whatever reason. And I don't think I've read as many, just like, such poison on, like, the discussions as you do, like, when you talk about this game.
I have a knack for finding the bile in the internet and just bringing it to the light for all to see. But I will say that, like, last time we played, it was much more stable. It was more just the initial time we were really getting into it, and I was crashing every 3 times an hour. That was really brutal.
Like crashing on launch, crashing on
dungeon
like,
start, crashing on
yeah.
dungeon level. Yeah. But how would you, aside from just Vermintide-esque, how would you describe the game to Palmer or anyone out there?
Well, it's essentially a roguelike, if that tickles your pickle at all.
Jose.
So like every dungeon is procedurally generated. It looks nice, if they like. Yeah, I mean, for a game that's in early access, that what engine is it running on? It's like
I have no fucking idea.
It
Not a
it was one of
clue.
like the big like things that this runs on blah 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 engine for like ultimate optimal graphics and blah blah
Usually
blah.
when people
that was
spell
a
that shit,
like,
it's Unreal 4 is usually. But I honestly
and
don't know off the
so
top of my head.
the lighting looks nice at the very least. I mean, I can't
It doesn't
play
look
on-
terrible. It looks, it looks WoW-ish, that kind of category, where it doesn't look awful, but it doesn't, it's not really great.
Right.
But it's in that category. It's not it's not terrible looking. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Right.
You're really selling it so far.
All right, I guess instead of just listing things off, it's very. I guess, you know what? I can't really speak to what the game's supposed to be because everything about that game is like kind of like selfish centered. Like you can craft armor and weapons, but it only really benefits you. So there's no real point in going to craft because you can just get better gear like in the dungeon.
So you can't craft for like other people?
Yeah, you can because you can trade, but like I have a level 30 character, I can only make level 30 weapons, and I can't give it to Tim, who's got like a level 10 like archer or something. So like it's I don't know if they're gonna flesh that out. I don't really follow any like the developer stuff.
You've actually gotten up to level 30?
Yeah, it took forever. In fact, that's one thing that was like pissing me off because I don't know if it's like the developers in the game who are doing this, but they're just like power leveling everyone. And like at first I'm like, all right, whatever, they just want to like get through it, see what the character has to offer. But then people are now expecting you, if you're a higher level, to like power level them. That's become like a norm in the game, and that gets fucking annoying.
Diablo.
Then people get like entitled as shit. They're like, why aren't you doing this for me? I need this, and this, blah blah blah. And so I got into my old like Vermintide ways, and I just started like fucking going off on people. And I've actually stopped playing it. I haven't played it in like a couple of weeks, but yeah, it just got annoying. But I finally reached level 30, unlocked a new dungeon, which is like hell essentially. So
So it's
yeah.
Diablo.
It's basically, it's a
so you start
first-person
off in town,
roguelike Diablo.
They call it Trastram, and it's very like fantasy. Like it's almost like too generic fantasy. Nothing really makes it stand out.
Picture like a bunch of nerds gathering together in the 80s for a D&D session. That's what this
It
game
essentially
is.
is a D&D session.
But not just
And
any D&D session, like an 80s in the basement with weird Technicolor furniture D&D session. That's what this game is. And that's not a bad thing, necessarily.
they've updated like the little hotkey pictures, so that actually made the game seem a little more legitimate. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's hard to like do it by yourself, but more satisfying. And having an 8-player dungeon is a fucking clusterfuck. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I
I've
think
only...
four might be like the.
I think the
the
most
magic
I've done it was
number.
me, you, and one random. That's the most people I've ran with in a dungeon. I've yet to do the big, like, beyond 3-player even.
Mhm.
So that
No,
would
we should
that alone
try.
gets me to want me to hop back on that. Then it'll crash and I'll fucking throw
But
my monitor.
right
through
now,
it.
I don't
This
think
game
I can
is
like.
$19.
Is it?
It's on the Unreal 4 engine.
Yeah, it is Unreal 4. Good.
I guess right now I can't exactly like recommend it.
No.
I think the reason I bought it was like an impulse thing. Very impulsive guy.
Yeah,
And I
the
didn't want that,
reviews
like,
are
to go
mixed.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
it's,
to
yeah.
be fair, the Steam reviews mean literally nothing in any game
No,
ever.
but I think they have a point because instead of fixing the crashing issue that
That's
you
true.
and several people had, they fucking fixed third-party mods.
Yeah.
Or like made it so that third-party mods like work better with their game, or they're like fixing like voice chat bullshit.
Well, that's good. They're supporting the modding.
Yeah, but the
community,
thing
yes.
is, like, each
Yeah, but it's
update
like-
they do, that should be, I don't know, like 10 megabytes is half a gig.
What?
They
What?
they'll change like a voiceover thing, or they'll change like Jose the third party thing, and you're suddenly downloading half a gig like every other day. It gets I have no download cap or anything. It's still annoying to just suddenly it's 3 in the morning. That's the other great thing about this game is they push out updates at like the middle of the night, which is fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, but they claim that they fixed that crashing issue. I haven't played since they've patched that. But it just seems like their priorities are a little off. Like they've been looking. The last thing I read was they were looking for someone to fix the user interface for 4K. But it's like make
Dude,
the
this
game
is-
run stabler. Like
This is
Make the game
literally
run
a-
first before it's
a
4K.
fucking first-person Diablo.
Yeah.
Dude, you just sold this to me like 500%.
we didn't. You just read first person Diablo.
And so
Dude,
the
I'm,
cycle
like,
begins
in.
anew.
I'm in. Not for $19, but the second I see this go on sale for, I don't know, 7, I'll buy it.
Not 750, 7. It's
7.
slated for. I think it's supposedly it was supposed to have like a 6 or 8 month early access period, and it's coming. That's coming up to an end. It's
How many
already
hours
6
of gameplay have you gotten out of this so far, Jose?
A bunch.
He's gotten a lot more than me. That much I can tell you.
Definitely more than 10
7. I'm at
hours.
7.
What's the game called again?
You're
Kings and
7?
Heroes, Jose. Jesus Christ.
Remember the names of the
Jesus
game.
Christ.
All right.
They do have PvP. I know you're definitely into
Yeah,
that.
they did recently.
Oh,
have that.
yeah.
You know what? I'm just
But
gonna
is
find
it
this out
legit,
for
dude?
you.
Is it legit?
40 hours, Jose. You're at 40 hours.
I haven't played that. I've been just trying to
What?
level myself
You
up.
played
to-
40 hours and not tried to fight a single other person? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know how it works, but
Oh,
everyone
okay.
who talks about PvP is level 50. I figured why waste my time potentially crashing the game when I could just be like raiding a dungeon. And it took me forever to get to level 30. Like
Guys,
it was
the Informer
like a
gave this game a
god,
5
yeah.
out of 5.
game of the life.
That's some high praise.
Not even a game yet. God damn it.
Some high praise for an early access title. So how many people can you play with this?
I think it's 8 at the time. The max. The
8?
max.
It's dungeons, but the main like tavern world, I think the most I saw was like 20 or 30 people running around.
That's very.
And there are like other towns. Actually, like, if you leave the town and like head over yonder, that's where the PvP is, like at a separate town.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't know what else they're like adding, because I keep seeing like whenever I leave town and just like explore, I hear like ghosts of like future NPCs that are gonna be everywhere. Because I just keep hearing like crazy fucking sounds as I'm like fighting wolves or something. It's yeah. I don't know. It's like,
This sounds like it's Diablo with more rating.
And more people. That's what initially grabbed me. It was the fact that 8 people can be running through a dungeon. But like Jose said, it's likely to be a clusterfuck. But still, it's hilarious. Can you not love that? There are a lot of there's like 5 different classes, 5 different races, so your group can have a bit of diversity to it as well.
And that's the thing.
Are the classes fun?
I've tried only the rogue and the wizard,
I've done the
and
archer
they've both
and the warrior.
been
How's the
distinct
wizard
enough.
Play?
Do what now?
How's the wizard play?
Fun. It's like ranged, slow ranged, but like you're essentially like a glass cannon.
Yeah.
All the powers are like really.
Can you like control like when you're raiding, like how deep is the raiding? Is it like WoW like? Do you have to like control like ads and stuff?
Kind of.
Like aggro things and like.
Yeah. Once
To
you
a
get
certain
like
degree.
10 levels into a dungeon, that's when it all like takes place. You have to, the tank has to actually tank.
Yeah.
The like wizards, they can only really affect themselves. Like they can't really like buff yet.
Yeah.
I think maybe
really? That sucks.
I think maybe clerics can. I haven't
Yeah,
played
clerics can heal and buff.
What can like wizard like I don't know can they do stuff to control the fight, or is it just them just focusing on dealing as much damage as possible?
It's hard to say. Right now, there's only like 6 or 7 spells. One is like fireball
and
magic missile.
That's it.
Yeah, some of them are like weird that they don't make a lot of sense. Like one is like you send a decoy of yourself to like draw aggro. One is putting someone to sleep. One is going invisible. It doesn't. I think they're still not quite down on what they're going to give each class yet. But there's it's like varied enough spells.
For wizard.
Right, and but the wait. I want to say that the invisible spell lasts longer on a wizard than it does like on the rogue.
Really?
Yeah.
The assassin. I want to say I haven't played it in a while.
I'm assuming when you
something
cast
a
it,
little
like it, you lose aggro on everything, and
Yeah, but it resets like the enemy health, so it's like why bother?
okay, so it is pretty much exactly like. All right.
And so yeah, and once it gets to like once you like go 10 levels deep, that's when it opens up and it actually looks pretty cool. Because the first 10 levels, it's in any of the dungeons, like the caves, the ice caves, the crypt, or like not really hell, but like all those, they kind of look the same until you reach level 10. Then you can see how modular it is. Things don't really overlap. It all looks kind of unique. Yeah. But I don't know what it is. Like after playing it, exclusively with like groups and like single player, I think I tend to favor single player more than having the big groups, because you can't. If you're playing on anything above like easy, everyone becomes a liability. Even people who know exactly what role they're supposed to play. It's
Yeah, when we first got the game, we just were like, oh, let's just do a normal dungeon run. And we popped on normal, and we both got like instantly one shot by an enemy, and we're like, oh, okay. So we had to grind easy for a while. So it's not, it's not exactly welcoming or casual to get into right from the get-go. You gotta kind of grind your way to it, but it doesn't take long. Level 10 or so, you're good to go.
So how long? Yeah, what is the progression like? So you put 40 hours in and you hit level 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Although he has, for the record, he has played on different characters, I can say. Because he switched it up a couple of times on me just in the time I played.
What levels are your other characters?
I think the rogue is like level 18 to 20. And actually, I've only ever played those 2 characters. I've started other characters, but never really tried them in dungeons. The way you get stats is pretty cool. You just like sit and roll dice, and you could sit there for hours, trying to get like the optimal numbers. But the armor only kind of affects you a little bit. So like it's all really about your base numbers for your stats. But maybe higher level armor changes it radically. I don't think I've run into any of that. So yeah, right now I can't really tell the difference between like high end or like kind of shitty armor. Weapons, I'm not sure how they're gonna I don't think they fully fleshed out how weapons work yet, because every weapon that's like green or above has a like a what do I even call it?
Modifier?
Yeah, like a nature magic or like death, whatever, like something that adds to the weapon. But
Some
with
sort of
spellcasters, like it doesn't, yeah, like it doesn't factor in. It's just your spell attack, like number and your base weapon number. But that modifier does affect melee. So I don't know if it's completely fleshed out yet, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me how that's supposed to work. So if I run across like an awesome weapon with like 100+ nature and like 100+ fire, I'll stick with my old shitty like staff because the magic power on that one is higher than this awesome staff. So like it's some things that just I think it's like at a later stage where they're going to worry about it.
Maybe.
So
Yeah,
when it gets to that point, I think maybe then I'll start hyping the game up a bit more.
I'm gonna subscribe to the subreddit for this game so I can
There's a
read what the
subreddit for
players,
that game?
read what the players really have to say about this.
I'm genuinely surprised there's a subreddit for that game.
All I did was just search Reddit for Kings and Heroes. Bam, first thing right there.
I guess it's all it takes nowadays, so. But
It's
yeah,
just people. Oh, the second post on the list is my friends suck.
Oh.
This sounds amazing. All right.
yeah, weird little game. But I did happen to catch. They do the developer live stream every Friday, and I happened to catch a couple minutes of it last week. And they did mention in the coming weeks they're going to be putting out some big updates, or big changes. They said so.
Sure. Oh, that's cool.
Me and Jose will keep an eye out for that because some changes aside from fucking VOP settings and mods will actually get me back into it. But they have been throwing out patches. I'll give them that, even though they are half a gig in size. Yeah.
I don't know. Game looks legit.
Kings and Heroes. It's a thing.
Looks
But
like
the
fun.
launcher, like if you go to like Task Manager, it's called something completely different. I don't know if that's like what they're gonna eventually call the game. It's
What's
like
it called in the task manager?
Summoner something or other. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
Summoner, King of Heroes, Oblivion, Majestic.
Anyways,
Heart Ducks.
Launch it just to see what it is.
his computer's gonna crash and everything's gonna
Oh,
be
you're right. I
on
should
fire.
have done that.
Yeah, that was a bad
Now,
move.
now his whole house is
That was
gonna
a
get set on
move.
fire.
Government's coming.
Just- They're after you, Jose.
Government's coming.
Let's shift gears here. Enough goddamn Kings and Heroes. I'm actually surprised
Archon.
you went on
I'm
to Kings and
waiting with
Heroes.
bated
It's
breath.
called Archon.
Archon? Archon?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't there like 5 other games called Archon?
I feel like there's like a
Hacks.
service called Archon or something. Music thing.
All right. Well, that's interesting. Anyways, you heard it here first. We're in. We're in on this information. We know all about it.
Camera guy.
All right. What else we got on the list?
Let's just jump into Hearthstone because I just want to
Oh God. All right.
move from thing to thing. Hearthstone just today announced that they're doing some card changes, which is nice because usually they wait for expansions to do this and do it like once a year, which is fucking retarded. So it's nice of them to take advantage of the fact that it's actually a digital card game and make changes. So, yay. Although I think I don't really give a shit about any of these changes, to be honest. But Palmer plays more of these classes than I do, so he's probably a little bit more salty. Palmer salty. Salty Palmer.
I gotta pull up the list again. Hold on.
Palmer salty Palmer.
What is on here? Oh yeah. No, I mean I think they made some pretty good. All right. I'm upset about the Rockbiter weapon nerf. I do not think that card needed a nerf at all.
Changing it from 1 mana to 2 is basically the difference.
Yeah. Well, why don't we discuss what these changes are first, I guess. So for starting with the Shaman class, because it is the class that everybody just happens to think is cancer right now. They've nerfed the Rockbiter weapon, so it's going from 1 mana to 2. It still gives the same effect, only lasts this turn. I really don't think that card needed to get nerfed. Like I was saying, I just I don't see why that was the problem. I mean, I guess the logic is because of Doomhammer, but I don't think it's that bad of a direct damage card. I would be more keen on them nerfing something else. Yeah, I don't know. That one just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. The next one we have is Tuskar Totemic. It got changed from a 3-mana 3/2 Battlecry summon any random totem to 3-mana 3/2 Battlecry summon a random basic totem. I think that's a pretty fair nerf, honestly. I think that card is a huge problem because I understand that from a Shaman player's perspective, like it's all RNG. And that, you know, if it swings in your favor, then it's a huge swing, but if it doesn't, it can screw you over too. But I don't know, I think that's a very fair change. I think it's one that makes sense from the perspective of literally every other player that plays any other class. Because really, this card just rubs salt in the wound.
Yeah, I always got the fucking 3/4, and it drove me fucking nuts.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just... I'm glad they made that change. I think that's very fair. I think that's actually one of the best balances that Blizzard has made to this game. I'm also a huge fan of the next one. We're moving into the Hunter class now. Mm-hmm. They nerfed Call of the Wild. So it used to be an 8-mana summon all 3 animal companions. Now it's 9-mana summon all 3 animal companions. Once again, I think that is a very fair fucking nerf.
I just don't really give a shit about this, honestly. Like, I like Call of the Wild, I play it, but I don't think it's the big, like, ultimate win game card that everyone makes it out to be. Really, if you're even a little bit behind, it's really not. But yeah, this is 8 mana to 9. It's not a big deal. It's fair. It's still a fair card in my opinion.
I think it's still going to see play.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it nerfs it into the ground. It's still a very late game card. I think it's more along the lines of what Blizzard wanted it to be when they released it with this change. So I'm happy about it. Sounds good. The next one, I'm pretty salty about this one. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I've been saying this for fucking years now, so I'm very happy this is finally happening.
Like, I mean, all right. So the next one we're moving into Warrior. It's a little card called Execute. It's near and dear to the Control Warrior's heart.
Pretty much any Warrior will run Execute. At least they did when it was 1 mana.
Anyways, I mean, everybody's still going to run it in 2 mana.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's still going to be there. So it's going from a 1 mana, destroy a damaged enemy minion, to 2 mana, destroy a damaged enemy minion. I don't think that's necessary.
It's absolutely necessary.
I really don't think that's necessary, though. Look, like, think about it, though. It really doesn't change much of anything. It still sets you up. It's still low enough cost where late game you have... like, so many combos that can go off with that.
It's something. It's something. It's much more fair. Because Warrior has so many goddamn ways to damage a minion. Not even direct damage, just like dropping a creature on the board damage a minion. Like, it's absurd. This needed to happen. This should have happened a long time ago. Honestly, I think Shield Slam should be 2 mana, too. Good. And Fiery War should be 3. Fuck Warrior class in the buttocks.
I just want to immediately dust all my executes, even though I know that you
can't, Palmer.
But I wish I could. Anyways, next one's Charge. So they're completely changing this card.
This is kind of interesting. Yeah.
So Charge used to be a 3-mana spell that gave a friendly minion +2 attack and charge. They're changing it to a 1-mana spell that no longer boosts attack and gives a minion charge, but it can't attack a hero the turn that it's played. I mean, that's cool, I guess. It's just board. It just turns it into a board control card.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you lose an advantage hitting the hero, but for only 1 mana giving a creature charge, that's interesting. You probably pull off some weird shit with that.
Well, I think it's necessary with the Execute buff, because now all of a sudden Warrior can play that as more of a way to just gain control of the board.
You're right, Execute should be 4 mana, Palmer. You're absolutely right.
We just don't see the logic in that one, Blizzard. Sorry, buddy. Anyways, yeah, so I don't know. I think it's an interesting change to the charge card. It definitely changes the way decks are constructed. I'm definitely going to fuck with it.
Yeah, that's. I do like when it shakes up deck building a little bit, and that definitely does.
I'm gonna put that in a taunt deck, dude. It's gonna be great.
Taunt charge. All right.
Yeah, dude, it'll be fantastic.
Bloodhoof Brave would be good with that, because then you could buff it up, get its attack higher.
Yeah, it's true. Well, no, you can't. It doesn't boost the attack anymore.
No, but I'm saying, the 2/6 taunt. I think it's Bloodhoof Brave, isn't it? The 2/6 where it takes damage, it increases its attack by 3.
Yeah.
Warriors got a lot of cards. Well, not a lot. They have some cards like that where it would.
What the hell is it? The Boogie Monster? Dude, I'm interested in seeing the synergy with that. Is that the one that like attacks?
Yeah.
If it attacks and destroys a creature,
It can
gains
attack
+2/+2?
again. Yeah. Oh no, yeah, it gains +2/+2.
Yeah. Dude, can we see a comeback of the Boogie Monster, dude?
You've got 2 charges in hand. Just clear the board. Get like a 10/10 creature. No problemo.
No problemo whatsoever, dude. Easy peasy. Just spam well played, dude. I'm doing it. That is gonna be my new meme deck.
Shit.
That's gonna be my new meme deck, dude. The next one I think does make a hell of a lot of sense. Abusive Sergeant is getting a nerf. That's a neutral card. It's a 1-cost minion that has a battle cry of giving a minion +2 attack this turn. It used to be a 2/1, and they're nerfing it to a 1/1, but it still maintains its battle cry.
It's kind of like the Leper Gnome, pretty much nerf, in my opinion.
Yeah. It just puts it along the same lines. We're still going to see a lot of play of this one in particular. This one's not going anywhere.
Yeah, this will see much more play than Leper Gnome did after it got nerfed.
It just makes it so it doesn't kill something that it shouldn't be the next turn, I guess. Because especially I had a huge problem with this card, especially when I was playing Warlock. Because people would just play this down, and then my fiery imp that I just took 3 damage from would be dead the following turn. Shit like that. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense that it had 2 attack in the first place. It was way too overpowered. Now it's what it should be, I think. But yeah, we're still going to see a whole lot of it. And then finally, Yogg-Saron. They did a very simple nerf that was recommended by a whole lot of people, actually. That basically makes it so Yogg-Saron, if it kills itself in the process, immediately stops casting spells. Once again, I think it's fair. Totally balances the game out. Really happy for it. I mean, good for Blizzard. They got something right.
I've been telling Palmer for a while. I stepped away from Hearthstone for a month to play Elder Scrolls, and then I kind of came back into it. And just when I left, Yogg-Saron was a thing, but the community wasn't really bitching about it too much, or maybe a post here or there. But I came back after a month, and just Yogg-Saron was the worst card ever created, and it was utter cancer, and it's ruining Hearthstone. I thought that was weird. You step away for about a month, and then you come back, and Yogg-Saron is literally destroying the game.
Well, it's because he was played in a couple tournaments, and he totally changed the pace of
It's a complete RNG card in Hearthstone.
Yeah. But
RNG
people
Took
were
notice,
suddenly
I guess.
no, this is stupid.
That's exactly what the average Hearthstone player sounds like in real life.
Yeah,
This is stupid.
I would do this.
My hat packets.
Man. But yeah, I think those are some of the best nerfs aside from Execute that I've ever seen.
You shut your whore mouth. Execute is horrible.
Execute and Rockbiter, both of those. I just don't get it.
I'm pretty neutral, and I really like Execute. I think that needed to be done, but the rest of the nerfs, I'm not really lenient one way or another. I mean,
honestly, I'm glad to see that they're changing cards completely now.
Actually, Tusker was overpowered. I'll say that.
I will say that the way that they've changed charge, I hope they do that. I hope they continue to do that because it'll
more
help
classic
the game.
cards.
Yeah. Because it'll just help the game change in different ways and stuff like that. Honestly, that one card and the way they've changed it opens this whole fucking platform of new opportunities of stuff that can get done with Warrior now. I'm really legitimately excited to check that out.
It's much better than just completely nerfing a card into oblivion where it no longer sees play, like Blade Flurry or something. Just to completely not completely change it, but change it up enough to where it just works differently and it can go in different types of decks.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just interesting. I'm glad to see that they're doing that kind of stuff, though. like I said, I really hope they continue to do it because there are a few other classic cards that I think don't see any regular play that could with changes like that.
Oh, there are a lot of cards that could
Yeah.
that would be nice if they did stuff like that too.
Yeah.
I'm just happy they're changing stuff more than once a year at this point. That's good. Good on you, Blizzard.
That's good. That's good.
Stop fucking up, Blizzard.
They're not fucking up.
Nah, they're always fucking up. Why don't we get into some of the stuff you brought to the attention? Wasteland. What was it? Wasteland 3 got announced.
Yeah, dude.
And apparently it has co-op?
It does have co-op.
That interests me a lot. Very much so. Have they given any specifics?
Yeah, yeah. So there's a thing they released that basically says like, what is Wasteland 3? And they're saying it's a party-based role-playing game with renewed focus on our trademark complex story, reactivity, and strategic combat by including vehicles, environmental dangers, and revamped, more fluid action cycles. Revolving it, blah blah blah. Play with yourself, or play by yourself, or with a friend in a story-driven, synchronous or asynchronous multiplayer. Let's see here. What else? The
Kinda
game will be
Divinity-esque,
set.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, maybe I don't know. We'll see what it's all about. The game will be set in the savage lands of frozen Colorado. That's an interesting setting.
We Tundra Boys?
Yeah, apparently. Where survival is difficult and a happy ending is never guaranteed. Revamped dialogue tree system. It's going to be releasing on everything at once.
Any idea when?
No, not that I'm seeing.
Probably at least a year out or so.
Well, here's the
Say
details about... Yeah, more than that, I'm sure. For the first time in the history of the Wasteland franchise, you will be able to take a friend with you on your journey into the post-apocalyptic wastes. Wasteland 3 opens up the possibility to play through the campaign with a friend, both of you controlling your own squad of rangers. There'll still be a rich single-player experience. You'll be able to share many missions. Let's see. Join up and hit key story beats. So I guess you can make decisions together. I don't know. But you can also split up and cover more ground while still playing in the same world. Once a game is started, you can play Wasteland 3 while your friend is offline and do a lot of missions without them. Be aware, however, that the actions you take while your friend is offline are not without consequence.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So basically persistent Divinity.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess so. You don't have to necessarily play it together. You're basically just creating a world that you play in with another person. Which I actually like. I kind of like that more.
Or does that mean you just grade out the remaining mission and mission like tree for the other player?
Yeah, I'm just picturing
They
a
can no
scenario
longer,
in which
like,
the three of us
do
are killing all the
endgame on
quest
your
givers or something. Just systematically wiping
Just
everyone off the
worded it
map
differently.
until there is only
I
Zool.
can't guarantee that wouldn't happen, but you know,
That's a cool idea though. I like that.
part of life in the wasteland, dude.
And hoarding tin
Colorado.
cans.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything about release dates.
Yeah, you're right though. That's probably a ways off.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're getting ready to start their crowdfunding for it.
Oh, are they gonna do Kickstarter or? Worked out pretty well for them last time they did it, so I wouldn't surprise me if they went through that venue again. Although they've got enough weight behind them now where they could probably just launch on Steam Early Access or something.
Yeah, I'd imagine. There's a bunch of comments, but the people seem to be kind of upset about the fact that they're doing crowdfunding. I don't know. There's a bunch of people defending him for it, too. Kotaku, I guess.
Support the Washington Redskins, bud. That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's about it.
South
that I
Park
can
thing.
see. Yes, I was aware. I got
Oh,
it.
Jose kind of flew over his head. He just went.
Oh.
I don't sports news.
Neither do I, Jose. Neither do I.
Not except sumo.
Oh yes, that's true. You are much into sumo. Can confirm. Sumo fan. Let's just jump into new releases, and this brings me to Eternal Crusade. So this game went from alpha to launch. It literally did not have a beta stage. So obviously it launched in a beta state. But I will say, where the game was like a month or two ago, in comparison to where it is now, is pretty mind-blowing. But it's still a beta game. Like it's not a release state game. But the Bandai kind of pushed them into releasing it, and they did. And their positive reviews on Steam, which I know you love to keep track of, Palmer, dropped to mixed accordingly, because they launched a beta game as a release game. Including the fact, or not, also including the fact that there's microtransactions in the game, even though they're purely cosmetic and there's no way to pay to win, really. You can't, like, buy all the chests you buy are with, like, an in-game currency that you earn through playing. Doesn't matter. Microtransactions, so it's just, yeah. And the game, it plays good now. I've got smooth frame rates on my pretty much getting older rig now. Optimizations, they've fucking come light years. The game's actually fun. But after about half a dozen hours of playing this game, I started playing Space Marine again, because it's much more polished. And more importantly, the PvE is much better. That was a big thing I was looking forward to in Eternal Crusade, where you just fucking mow through hordes of Tyranids and whatnot. But their current iteration of PvE right now is utter shit. If you play with a team of randoms,
that's a big disappointment, dude.
If you play with a team of randoms, you're likely to die about 2.5 minutes in, basically. And if not, then if you have a team that actually knows what it's doing, it's pretty much a breeze. There's no real middle ground.
Wasn't the whole point of that game that you are participating in this giant war?
Yeah, and they kind of didn't have time to put that in because the publisher pushed it out, or wanted to push it out. So all that shit pretty much got ripped out of the game, and it's coming in future updates, apparently.
Oh.
I will say, it's fun, but like a huge portion of the features are just missing that they promised on launch, and it's not really the developer's fault. It's kind of the publisher shouting it out. But I don't know. It's just in a shitty state, honestly. And I'm probably not going to touch it for a couple months. They're planning on doing expansions. The devs haven't like run off with the money as some might think. They are still working on it. But the game's 3 to 6 months away from being like an actual complete game. Once they start, I think their first big they're doing all their expansions and shit for free, so that's nice. But it still doesn't excuse them from releasing a beta game as a full release game. But the first expansion coming out is Terminators, and then after that, I think they're doing a big PvP thing. The big thing that sold me on Eternal Crusade back when they were doing the Founder thing was the map was going to be PvPvPvE. You would have like a faction of orcs, Space Marines over here, and fucking Chaos over here, and then in the middle there's just Tyranids fucking shit up. And that was like the giant, massive, planet-sized 2-scale battles. And you get that now, like, if they have the big siege fortress battles are like 64 players or something, but it's still not as big as, they were pretty much promising. And they basically just keep saying, hey, yeah, we know. They actually put on an update today saying, hey, we know everything's kind of fucky right now. We were forced into this. All this shit we promised is coming in future updates. But considering they launched the game without, like, a giant portion of the content missing, it's like, well, can you really take them at their word? So Eternal Crusade right now is just an overpriced wait and see, basically.
I get the impression from that post that they ran out of money to pay people who were working on the game, and they just needed to have something ready.
That was a part of it.
It's
just, I think, Palmer, you weren't here. Basically, a month ago, they just out of the blue were like, "Hey, we're launching in September 23rd." And everyone was just like, "What? This game's an alpha. It's not really ready." And it was really amazing the progress they made inside of a month. Because 6 weeks ago, when they made that announcement, the game ran like shit. It played pretty shittily. It was missing content. They actually removed PvE because it was so fucked. It looked bad. So it's really impressive that they got it into the state it's in currently for release. But it's still just an incomplete game, and it's sad. It saddens me. But I do think if in 6 months or so, after they put out a couple updates, the game will actually be worth checking out. And hopefully by that point, it'll have a price drop, or you can get it on sale for $20. This is a solid, like, $20 buy. But, buying Eternal Crusade at full price for $50, you're fucking retarded. Don't do that. That's ignorant. You're ignorant. Don't buy this game. It's not ready. No good.
But Tim,
no bueno.
You
no
bought
bueno.
it.
Of course I bought it. I bought it before it was on Steam. I'm a founder, motherfucker.
You bought it before it existed.
I bought it before it existed. That's how 40K fucking dick I ride, sir.
Yeah,
All
really.
day. Long dick style.
The big dick daddy style.
Exactly. That's the name of my orc. I'm going to change my orc name to that. But the gameplay's fun. It has a lot of customization. It's pretty hilarious getting a bunch of orcs together to, like, you know, go run at Eldar and just fuck their shit up. Like, the game has its merits. It's just very... It needs a bit more polish. It needs a bit more content to really be worth the asking price.
Yeah, that sounds... The way you're describing it, there's no way in hell I'd pay $50 for that.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
There's no fucking way.
Add a bit more content, drop the price. I will absolutely recommend it. Till then, no. Space Marine's still fun, though. Space Marine is fucking fun. I started playing that again at like 4 in the morning, and I was finding people to play with, and it blew my mind because the game's over 5 years old now. And I actually made Jose hop on it earlier. Still funsies. Lots of funsies.
Well, good for you, buddy. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
I am enjoying the shit out of myself.
Alright.
You don't sound like it.
I'm also angry. Ginger, it can't be helped. Other new releases. Fractured Space. I've been talking about this on and off for a while now. Basically a space MOBA where you pilot giant capital ships in a MOBA style thing where you capture points and then eventually blow up your enemy base and yada yada yada. It was in alpha, then beta, all throughout early access on Steam. It finally launched, and it actually launched in a good state. It actually feels complete. There's a lot of different classes. They've changed the progression a lot throughout the course of early access. A lot of it was like behind huge paywalls, but not like actual paywalls, like in-game currency paywalls. They changed that around a bit, so the unlocking system's a little bit better. It went through 2 different iterations, I think I saw. Long story short, it's a pretty cool free-to-play game. It's a space MOBA, but you use giant capital ships. It's 5-on-5. There's like a sniper ship. There's tank ships. There's support ships. There's stealth ships. It's MOBA. It's a space MOBA. It's pretty goddamn fun. And it's actually maintained its positive reviews on Steam, which...
What's the name of this game?
Fractured Space.
Oh yeah.
And maintaining positive reviews on Steam in a free-to-play title is fucking mesmerizing if you can actually pull that off, because Steam's review system is so fucky, because every 12-year-old has to have their opinion and say everything sucks. So, that alone should sell you on it.
Yeah.
But if not, you know, it's free. Try it out. Play a game. It's pretty fun.
I don't think I have 1,000 hours to unlock ships. It's like $30, normally $40 to unlock all the ships as DLC.
I don't think it'll
like
take you 1,000 hours to unlock all the ships.
the price definitely makes it seem like that.
$40 for
Ridiculous.
1,000 hours of gameplay? I don't think that's ever happened ever. If it was like
I don't know.
If it was like $400,
Dota
maybe.
was free 99, and I've gotten 3,000 hours of it.
Did you say Dota was $3.99?
I said free 99.
Oh, free 99. I was confused where you got $3.99 from. But Dota's a dead game, Palmer. That game doesn't count.
Totally counts.
Tower Defense. Legion Tower Defense or bust. And the last new release I have to talk about that came out recently is Seraph, which is a weird 2D, 2.5D side-scroller in which you're an angel escaping from some weird hell prison. And you don't actually aim in the game. It's bizarre. It's more about like dodging than actual fighting. But a cool little thing is it's got a Twitch feature, which basically you start a game. No, it's just a dodger. You don't really run. You just dodge. Yeah, it's
The
weird.
definition of a runner?
No, well, because you don't really run. You more just side strafe. You don't. No running involved whatsoever. It's bizarre. It's fun. And it has this weird Twitch mode. Where basically, if you start a game in Twitch mode, people that are watching the game, you can add positive or negative modifiers, making the game either more difficult or
Oh, that's
more
a game you were
easy.
talking about.
Yeah.
Is that what you played last Wednesday?
No, I actually ran through Shadowin last Wednesday.
Uh,
Because Shadowin best.
that sounds pretty cool.
But yeah, it's weird. It's a weird little game. It came out. I found out of the blue, and it earlier in the year, and it released when was it? September 20th. So yeah,
Certainly not
one of
Cat
the
Lady, though.
no, it's certainly not Cat Lady, sir. One of the coming weeks where we don't actually stream, where we do a game stream, and I have one of you. We'll actually try it out, where you can just dump all the difficulty on me and just watch me fail miserably, because I'm kind of keen to try out the Twitch mode.
Oh, Lordy.
But yeah, that's most of the or all the new releases in the past couple weeks I have on the docket. If any of you want to get into anything else, mayhaps. I think there was a couple other things I missed.
Did any of you guys sign up for the Mirage closed alpha?
No.
The Torn Banner game?
Oh yeah,
Chivalry, like the fantasy chivalry game.
I signed up for that back in like the spring.
They sent out like surveys.
I didn't get no
And
goddamn
shit
survey.
like-
You fucking lying to me,
I didn't get a
Jose.
response.
You fucking lying to me, Jose. You
When
haven't
I was
allowed?
playing with Dan the other day, I was like, man, like I wonder whatever happened to like that game. I signed up for that like
It
closed
got pushed
alpha.
back to early Q1 next year.
Oh god, this looks like shit.
What, Mirage? Fuck no. It's chivalry with magic. It's awesome. And you're a
No,
shithead.
no, no.
for-
I mean, it looks like shit in the way that Chivalry looked like shit.
Well, chivalry looked awesome, sir. I'll have you know.
Oh wait, there's the cat with Tim. I'm in. You can slice people in half with your arcane swords. All right, signing up.
Doesn't take much for you, does it? This game is shit. Wait a minute. This is actually awesome.
That's it. That's it. I mean, I had my fun with Chivalry, even though the fact that I think it looks like shit. It looks like shit, dude. What do you want me to say? The game looks like shit.
Mountain Blade looks like shit. Chivalry was passable, considering it's built off a fucking Half-Life 2 mod. And now Mirage is built off a game that's built off a Half-Life 2 mod.
Oh well.
It's amazing.
It does look better. It looks more like cartoony. They definitely went for more,
they definitely more of a
the
cartoonish style.
Overwatch. Yeah. Team Fortress, that kind of.
9.
Yes. Subscribe me to this list. Subscription confirmed.
Just subscribing to all the subreddits.
Kid. No. This is for the Mirage
Oh, the thing. Beta.
thing.
Beta, alpha, beta.
Alpha.
Yeah, that was supposed to
Alpha,
launch
beta.
in November, and then a couple months ago they announced that it got pushed back to Q1. That's probably for the best. Let them get shit straightened out before they launch it.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, developers need to learn to not
Push it out
announce
immediately.
shit before it's ready. You know. Like, I don't know. So many developers do that these days. Needs to go back to not doing that.
Speaking of amazing developers, Palmer, Killing Floor 2 has an official launch date.
Oh lordy. Oh lordy.
November 18th. The same month Deathwing is coming out, which is another co-op shooter that I'm very much looking forward to. So fucking November is just going to be all about fucking mowing through hordes of Zeds and Tyranids, and it's going to be glorious. So fucking glorious.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, we've pretty much already played Killing Floor. What else? What other new stuff are they going to add before?
Mods, Palmer. All the mods.
Well, yeah, all right. Once they start pumping mods, oh god, please.
They
tell
did
me.
announce their last class, and it's weird. It's not like
What did they change it to?
It's not a new class. I think it's called Survivalist. Basically, it's gonna from what they said, they haven't really gone into detail, but from what they said, it seems like it's gonna let you pick and choose between other different classes and combine them. Even though you can kind of already do that, because you can use I don't know, a medic weapon when you're a firebug. But I'm guessing with this new perk, it's going to let you use some of the medic perks and then maybe cross it with
That's pretty
firebugs.
legit.
Some people are kind of annoyed with it because it's not really a new perk, and people are like, "Hey, we new perk, derpy derp derp." But I kind of like the idea of combining shit and trying different builds like that. It adds a bit of depth to the gameplay, I think.
I feel like everybody's just going to switch over to that class though once they figure out the OP
That was a
combination.
concern, yeah. People think it's either going to be horribly underpowered or horribly overpowered. Tripwire.
Nah, dude, it's just gonna take experimenting, and then somebody's gonna stumble upon the best build.
god
for it.
build,
It's
yeah.
gonna be- yeah, and that's just gonna be it. I mean, that's cool though. I like that they're incorporating shit like that. I will definitely be glad to play with that.
And people have to keep
I
in
like
mind.
diversity.
People have to keep in mind it's not like Killing Floor 2's dumb when they're launching it. Tripwire have a huge, long history of supporting shit and adding to their games, rather. Shit, said that weirdly. After they come out, so I doubt that'll be the last perk. I'm sure, some point early next year there'll be a new perk and a new perk after that, yada yada yada. This does, I think we talked about it a couple casts ago, this does open up the possibility, mayhaps, of a Christmas event, though, because it's actually releasing in November, which frees them up from development, which means maybe Christmas battles. Wouldn't that be fun, Palmer? Jose,
dude, I
Jose,
would
your
actually.
Christmas battle. That'd be fun.
I would be happy.
They're always fun.
Yeah,
I'd be happy with it.
me too. I'm not really expecting it, but I really hope for it because that is funsies. So much
I'd be
funsies.
happy with it.
Uh,
Yeah, that'd be legit. Two other quick things.
all right.
No Man's Sky.
Oh,
getting
yeah.
Sued, or not sued. Looked into.
Yeah, it's
Those are two
it's
totally
not like a
different
lawsuit. It's like
Right.
some
It's
British
an
group.
investigation. An investigation.
Some
The
British group or
Advertising
something?
Standards Board.
Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody complained,
lot of
submitted
somebodies.
like a formal. Oh, no, it was like tied to like one person in particular, but yeah, I don't know. Somebody sent a formal complaint. Basically, this board is like looking over it, and I mean, it makes a lot of sense. They're using like the Steam pages like images as like evidence because like all the images show like multiple spaceships flying together in unison.
All that shit's still up on the Steam page, by the way.
Yeah, dude, it's all like right there. So I mean, it really is like in that case, like I do think people were advertised a game that it wasn't. You know, like it turned out that it was something completely different. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just shouldn't have advertised it that way in the first place. So I think it's legit. I think that's pretty cool that they're looking into that. I really don't wish there to be like hard repercussions on the developer. I really think that they strived to do something unique, and I don't think they should be like overtly punished for that. But you know, I don't know.
I'd
They
settle
should-
for a shaming at this point, just a good shaming.
Yeah. Just a good shaming will be good. That's all that really
Shame.
needs to come out of that.
Didn't they already make a shit ton of money?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
before any of that.
They've made
controversy
so much
went on?
money, and I think a lot of the problem is that they've gone like pretty much radio silent. Like they talked about like a couple things and then just like shut the fuck up. And now like nobody knows what's going on. The player base is dropping like flies. A lot of people feel betrayed, as they should.
It was the launch had one of the most I think it was like the 5th or 6th most populated people at one point on Steam, and then like last week or a couple weeks ago it dropped down to the concurrent player base dropped down to under 1,000. So
Yeah,
drop like that is
I don't think
pretty
it was that bad. I think it was like 3,000 or something like that. But yeah,
No,
like,
it was a thread on the Reddits. I saw it. I seen it.
Oh well, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting like, what's going on with that game. I mean, I would like to hope that somewhere down the road that this game is going to get fixed and it will turn into what it was supposed to be. But
No.
I don't know that that's ever going to happen. That might be a little bit wishful thinking on my part. Another couple quick things that I just want to bring up. There's the rumors floating around that Destiny 2 might be on PC, which I'm pretty excited about because I actually did enjoy Destiny, but I just never play on my PlayStation that much, and being able to play something like that with you shitheads or Sam or more shitheads that we know. Like
Any variety of shithead or shithead accessory.
Dude, like, I've grown fond of you shitheads, and that's,
And shithead
that's all that
accessories.
really matters. Yeah, dude. So I feel like I'd actually play the shit out of it if it came out on PC. So I don't know. There's not really a whole lot of strength. It's all just rumors, but keeping my fingers crossed on that one. That would excite me.
If like you and Jose, if a few people got together and said, "Hey, we're actually gonna fucking play
Yeah,
this
like,
game,"
if we got
then
Sam
I'd
in,
probably
I know we'd
if we
get
got a
Sam
bunch of
on-
people
on
in
it.
on it, it'd be something I'd be interested in. But like, I don't know. I just couldn't really get into the first one. But like you said, I think it is when I tried to get into the first one, my friends were way higher level than me.
Yeah,
Me and you, we had it on different platforms, so we couldn't actually play it together. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, maybe if I had people to play it with, I can get into it. But
Yeah,
so
exactly.
running solo on those bullet spongy shooters, just yeah. But yeah, you're right. If you have a group of people that you actually enjoy playing games with, it would be a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, like the PvP wasn't bad. It was very like reminiscent of Halo. Like it was a lot of fun. Excuse me, but yeah, I just didn't have the urge to progress, like because I didn't have anybody to play that single player experience with, or like the story experience with, I guess. So I don't know if it came out on PC, that would definitely change things for me personally, and I'd be very interested in that. So, like I said, keeping my fingers crossed on that. And also, real quick, Sony's going to be bringing PlayStation games to Android and iPhone, which is pretty awesome. I think it's been a long time coming. I don't know how they're going to map it out. I'd imagine it's going to be some variation on like the Vita's like back screen touch controls, but I don't know. It depending on like what type of game it is. Like Tim brought up a good one. Final Fantasy Tactics, that'd be amazing to play. Suikoden. 2 would be awesome to play. I mean, there's so many like of the old RPGs on like PlayStation 1 that would just be like absolutely perfect to play on a phone because they don't really require that much control. They're turn-based, and they'd be a blast to revisit, and it'd be something that you could like really just kind of do on the go. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about that. I think that'll be pretty cool if they manage to do that the right way.
I've seen a lot of ROMs and shit for games of that ilk throughout the years, and they have their little problems, or they crash, or maybe you have to wipe your phone, you lose save files. It'd be nice to have an official kind of release of that type of shit.
Yeah. And I mean, like, if they've been, I have to say, like, they've done pretty well. So, like, if they bring, like, the PlayStation Store format over and have, like, regular sales like they do with the Vita and PSP and, PlayStation 4 and stuff, they bring that aspect over to their phone system. Like, yeah, dude, there's a whole bunch of games that I'd buy for, like, $3 to $5, like, in a heartbeat, just to replay them and have them on my phone at, like, any given point. So I don't know. I think they're sitting on a gold mine. Like I said, I think like the more difficult stuff to control, I don't know how they're really going to implement that because there were some, like if you look at like the original, what do we think, like Resident Evil or something. Like, could you imagine trying to do those tank controls on a phone?
It was impossible to turn around with a controller. Could you imagine on a phone?
It would only be worse on a phone. So I mean, like, I don't know. There's
a dog rape you to death while you try to turn around. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had like a SNES, what's it called, emulator on like my really old like smartphone, and after like a month of earnestly trying to like make it work, like it felt responsive, so maybe it's just another thing that people have to get used to.
Well, I've got an NES emulator too, but I bought a controller specifically for it. I think it's called a Mogo, and you clip your phone onto it, and it's basically a tiny little Xbox controller, and it works great with shit like that. But if I could get official ports of like Palmer said, Tactics or Final Fantasy VII or something like that, I'd work great with shit like that. You can get little controllers for your phones on Amazon for like $10 a pop, no big deal.
Oh god, if they
that's just a smart move. I will buy any old game because that was like the fucking
era,
best
right?
Mirrors.
Like, exactly.
Yeah, like it was. I even on the fucking virtual console, I think I bought everything on it. I never touch it. I just want to have an official fucking version of Super Mario, like Mario 1.
I mean, I bought
times. It was the worst of times.
What the fuck? I bought Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time on 3DS the other day because it was $10 on sale, and I haven't touched it yet. But I really like knowing that it's there.
Just the idea that you have it, and at some point you can get to it.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you how many times I played fucking A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time. Like A Link to the Past, I have probably replayed probably 50 times. That's really not an exaggeration. And Ocarina of Time, probably 20. I just really love those games. They just everything about, and it's only gotten worse, dude. The nostalgia is just really bitten deep with those titles, man. I every time I replay them, I'm like, oh, childhood, remember
Zelda,
remember Zelda,
remember Link.
Remember Ganon. Yeah, dude, it's great. It's fucking fantastic. And like I said, I haven't touched on the 3DS yet, but dude, I'm in the same boat, man. I would rebuy all, but the thing is, when I repurchased PlayStation 1 games on my Vita, I actually played the shit out of them. I've beaten since I bought Final Fantasy again for my Vita, Final Fantasy VII. I've beaten that game once a year since I purchased it, and I mean, there's a couple other ones I've beaten. Tactics, the War of the Lions once. I played through half of the classic Resident Evil. No, Resident Evil 2. I played through not even half of it, dude. I made it 3 hours, and I was like, you know what? Fuck these controls. I couldn't no matter what. 3 hours in, dude, I was still not able to figure out how the fuck I controlled this character when I did back in the day. So yeah, I mean like, but there's something about like PlayStation 1 and Super Nintendo games in particular that like I will go back and like replay the shit out of those. So if they manage to get like the entire PlayStation 1 library, like Metal Gear Solid on your phone, dude, come
pretty
on.
The one Metal Gear I can truly fucks with.
Honestly.
Dude,
I mean,
breaking
dude,
your phone screen, getting past that electrical chair, though, that'd be a bitch.
Oh, God.
Smashing your phone to bits.
You're not wrong about that at all. Holy shit, they'd have to change the fuck out of that one. Yeah, I don't know. There's just so many
And then
classics.
Psycho Mantis reads all the fucking creepy websites you go to.
No, dude. What if he just reads your Siri like search history?
All your subscribed subreddits.
He just starts telling Siri to do shit. Oh man, that'd be crazy. Yeah, but like I don't know. Just think about it. Like PlayStation 1 has like one of the most revered catalogs in all of history. So I mean, like if they are just focusing on that, then that's like fucking fine with me. I don't even give a shit about the rest. But from what I understand, it's going to be PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. So that opens up a whole other library of shit. And Lord knows, fucking our mobile phones can run probably PlayStation 2 stuff just fine.
Oh,
nowadays.
yeah, without issue whatsoever.
Without any problem, dude. Like,
granted,
so,
they're ported, right? But yeah.
You know, I like to make my little joke that just I can't wait to play the fucking bouncer on my phone. That stupid fucking game. Anyways, yeah, that's about it on my end. Got anything else you want to add, Jose?
Still waiting on that Mirage invite.
And the Kings
Torn
and Heroes
banner.
update.
I'm sure that the devs are watching this cast right now, and that
The Kings and Heroes devs might be. I told Jose if we talk that game up for an hour, they'd probably add us to the dev team.
Dude. Well, we can talk about it for another hour.
No, not worth.
In game maybe. With their new updated voice chat.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, they've added voice chat.
Yes,
Supposedly.
in a fucking half a gig update, they added voice chat.
Oh, lordy.
Anyway,
All right.
this has been episode 48 of the DMM Cast. Game stream next week. Check us out on our bullshit social media via Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that happy horse shit. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye-bye.